So he posted the rates from 1997, and it was rock bottom rates. It said rock bottom rates. It was 11.5%.
I think one was like 13%.
That was it, like went in the scale. So, what that shows is that was the opportunity of 1997, right? And everything scales up. So you look at rates like 2.7 right now, and you look at that difference, you're like, oh my God, like this is it's a crazy time.
Hey guys, this is Aisha Shelton.
And this is Kevin Shelton.
Welcome back to Marriage and Real Estate.
Welcome back to another week.
Week.
Welcome
back to another week, everybody.
Wicked. Okay, sorry.
Don't be lame, bro.
I'm daddy lame. I think I've always been daddy lame.
Well, undaddy lame yourself.
Oh, well, I'll take it.
Okay.
Fine. Welcome back. We here.
Yeah.
I had good energy too. I'm gonna pick myself up. Hi, everybody. No?
Yeah.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Let's talk about missing these real estate opportunities.
That is true. It is a great time. So what are you missing right now by not doing real estate?
What are they missing, Kevin?
All this money out here in these streets. No.
Facts.
So,
we are laughing, but that is so true.
Everybody talks about, when is it the right time to get in the market, or when it's the right time to start a business, or, invest in real estate. And honestly, there's no time like the present, right?
Yeah.
Especially in this market right now. So, one of the biggest things that people are missing is the opportunity of the market and the time in the market. So yeah, I think that if you look at cycles, right, it's like investing in, Facebook when Facebook was just getting started, or, YouTube and Google. It's a great time because, number one, especially in our market, the boom is just beginning, right?
Yep.
Like, I think that the low inventory has created a lot of opportunities in a lot of different areas. So truly the time is now to get into real estate, or to grow your business or start a business.
Yeah. So everybody keeps asking us, like, what's the right time? When is the right time? Should I wait? Or after I do this, and that, then I'm going to, start my real estate journey. And let me tell you right now, like today, you need to figure out what it is that you can do today that's in real estate, because like you said, the market is now. The market, we don't know what the market will be like in 15 years.
Yep.
We don't know what the market will look like in 2 years, but today is a good day to start in real estate.
A good friend of ours that's a broker in Louisiana, Antonio, shout out to Service First Real estate in Louisiana. Shout out. So he posted the rates from 1997, and it was rock bottom rates. It said rock bottom rates. It was 11.5%.
I think one was like 13%.
That was it, like went in the scale. So, what that shows is that was the opportunity of 1997, right? And everything scales up. So you look at rates like 2.7 right now, and you look at that difference, you're like, oh my God, like this is it's a crazy time. And that's a product of only now. And
you have to compare the two, right? Like, I have clients that say, oh my God, my interest rate is at 3 or at 4, which is higher considering, right, what we've seen in the past couple of months. However, when you think about 13%, 4 all day sounds like a deal, right? So definitely today, I know for us, we are in our bag.
No,
I mean, seriously.
I think back, and to tell a quick story, when I was 21 and I was working for a home builder, and I had, a good job, long-standing job, and decent credit, and the idea of even buying a house, I mean, it just never even, and I was working for a builder, but the idea of buying, I couldn't figure out. it never occurred to me that I could be a home buyer, right? So people ask us all the time, it's like, well, when's the right time to buy a house? The same answer is when's the right time to invest in real estate. And it's now because you don't know what the opportunity will hold. So that house that I could have bought, you know, 15 years ago, imagine what that house would be worth today if I would have bought then.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be an opportunity cost for not buying now, but the opportunity is still in front of you. Um, even if you choose to wait, it's just going to be a higher price point, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you don't buy.
So let's dismantle this right now kind of thing, right? So in no shape, form, or fashion are we saying you should quit your job and go into real estate immediately.
Don't quit your job. Don't
Very ghetto.
don't
Do
quit
it.
your job.
But what we are saying is to make a plan to get into real estate
Yep.
today, right? And so for us, and we were just talking to a friend right before we came here to record, they decided who would quit their job first
Yep.
to go full time into real estate. And you don't have to quit your job to go full time into real estate. We know two very well employed people. We know plenty of people, but a couple who have great jobs, don't plan to quit their jobs and have an outstanding real estate portfolio because of these jobs. But they got into the game and they are killing it in the
And
real
they do
estate
amazing.
business. Right. This is for those of you that have dreams, goals, of aspirations of going full time into real estate, whatever that may look like. And so, if I could give you a roadmap and you're a married couple, I would say the person with the lowest salary goes first.
Yep.
Especially if both of you want to take the plunge full time into real estate.
Yep.
Let the one person, and we talk about this a lot on the podcast, but one person stabilizes, one person ignites. And so that person that jumps off the ledge and goes full time into real estate is your igniter, and the person who keeps the insurance and the car notes paid and that steady paycheck
And that mortgage.
and that mortgage is your stabilizer. And so as long as you're working together as a team and the igniter recognizes that the stabilizer is still quote unquote stuck stuck working for the man, and have some, I don't know, considerations, because once we start igniting, it's really hard to like hold that back.
No, that's true.
The excitement, the time that you once used to probably spend together looks a lot different, and it's a dance, it's an adjustment. But I think the right now, I feel like when we say right now, we mean right now. And if you're going to take that jump as a married couple, start with the person who makes the lowest salary.
And then to preface this and bring it back to us, we left our jobs at the same time, but we had been doing real estate for 2.5 years before we left our jobs, right? So we had already started investing and started our business. We were kind of doing double duty, right? So if you're going to start something, like Aisha said, the person with the lowest salary, if you're going to go full time, but that even if you both keep your jobs, it doesn't mean you can't start. It's changing your mindset on, waiting, right? Because I think a lot of people say, hey, it's like double dutch. You like, I'm about to start investing in real estate. And it's like, no, just try something, right? Make a plan. Like Aisha said, make a plan and then start to execute that plan. It could be buying, one rental. It could be, starting an Airbnb. It could be a mobile home investing. I mean, there's so many avenues in real estate. So once you've educated yourself on whatever the arena you want to go into is, then you make a plan on, okay, today's the day I'm going to start my business. And that's when you actually get to it.
Speaking of plans, I think we created this bomb-ass ebook.
And it's beautiful, might I say myself.
Okay, Kevin. We created this bomb-ass ebook. I said ass on the podcast. Can you do that?
I think we can.
Okay.
I think we're allowed on our own podcast.
Anyway, what is it? What's the title of it again?
It is The Ultimate Couple's Guide to Investing in Real Estate. Oh, The Ultimate Guide to Investing in Real Estate for Couples.
The Ultimate Guide to Investing in Real Estate for Couples. You can pick up your copy.
marriageandrealestate.com.
No, and we pull out that guide every year.
Yep.
When we do our retreat. And I think we've talked about the retreat. If you followed us for some time, we've talked about our retreat every year annually. Kevin and I will take a weekend and go somewhere I
This
think
year, where we going?
we need to plan it.
That's true.
But the two of us go, sans children and responsibilities, and we spend the weekend planning for the next year.
We were local this past year, right?
We were local last year,
We
but
went
because of
downtown.
COVID. Yeah. But we still, I mean, the key is to get away from everything and everybody.
I think we're going to Oklahoma for this year. I think we're going to Broken Bow.
Ooh.
That'll be exciting.
That would be nice. That house is too big.
We got to
just
take some
us.
other couples who
We do
wants to
have
go.
to take some other couples.
Who wants to go?
Ugh. Okay, don't get me started.
All right.
Don't
well,
get me started.
I
That
won't
would be
jump
so.
into
We
it.
should take some couples.
It's an amazing opportunity.
Okay, who's gonna do the work? Regardless, so get your and actually get your ebook. If you and your spouse are down, like the first thing you have to do is plan what it's going to look
Yep.
like. And the ebook that we created definitely starts you down that path, right?
And it's everything you need.
It is everything you need. And like I said, we pick it up once a year, somewhere between October and November, to plan for the next year or whatever. And then our intention is to visit it quarterly. That's how it should go. And it just depends on what life looks like for us that happens.
Which
right?
I think we've been off quarters, but we've been doing it maybe every
half of a year.
Yeah, like I think we've revisited maybe 3 or 4 times this year so far, but it wasn't like a full blowout. It was like touching points.
Better than us and
that
do it
true.
Quarterly, because what you don't measure, you can't
manage what you don't measure. But I'll tell you this,
you can't manage what you don't
even
measure.
in our spotty track record, we're still on track and we're doing better than we would have done if we otherwise hadn't have a plan.
Here's what's really scary. When you're intentional with your plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
It comes out really well because you're doing these intentional check-ins. However, even on the years where we only looked at it like once a year, like we took a retreat, we did that, and then we didn't look at it again until that next year, right? It was like, oh, it's time for us to retreat. And we looked at it again and we were like, oh, wow, we did a lot of these things. So there's something to be said about, don't kill me with my foo-foo, but there's something to be said about manifestation and writing it down, making it plain.
We're all about that.
No, I know.
I'm foo-foo. We foo-foo.
We foo-foo, but that's because we're married and
it's our podcast.
That's what we do.
If y'all listen to this, know we foo-foo. You should be foo-foo too.
You should. Manifestation is like something serious.
Mm-hmm.
And
tell them the story about your index cards.
I was going to tell. Okay, so there was a year that I had written on an index card all of the things that I wanted to achieve, right? And I put it in my wallet, and every morning I just pulled it out and read it, and then I put it back in my wallet, and I did that. And I've stumbled upon it in an old purse or old wallet, and I pulled it out and I read it, and it was so crazy because I actually did those things, right? So it was like run a marathon, and I had run 7 half marathons by then. I had read I don't know what Morehouse calls them, the tenets or something. I don't know what they call them, but there's these things that every Morehouse man does. It's like well-traveled, well-read, well-dressed, the whales, the 5 whales. I think that's what it's called.
I should know that, even though I didn't go to Morehouse, but we want to send our son to Morehouse, so I should read that.
Okay, read that. The 5 whales. I think it's called the 5 whales. Anyway, I wrote those down because I wanted to be those things too. And I looked at this card years later and I realized that I had done those things. Like I had become that person. And so I don't know, I just can't stress enough how important it is to like write things down. But it's also equally important to make sure that you and your partner are on the same page too. Yep. Because if that's not aligned, then I'm gonna cuss again. Your shit ain't gonna work. And that's facts, because how many people do you know, and this may be your situation too, how many people do you know who have aspirations like that their partner either isn't on board with or has no idea what they are, and you still haven't achieved it yet, right? But when you put that ordained mastermind together, which we call marriage, then you get this amazing thing called marriage and real estate.
So truly, the power is in exactly right, exactly that, the mastermind part of it, right? Because your life is exactly what you think it will be, or what you manifest it to become. So, for everybody who's like, I want to retire early, or, I want this much in the bank account, or I want whatever, it comes from those plans that you make, those thoughts that you make. And you have to make them with your partner, because that's who you're living your life with.
Mhm.
Right. So if, like, what's the good Chris Rock joke? It's a crackhead can't be married to somebody going to the Olympics or something. Like, hey, I'm going to smoke crack. Well, hey, I'm going to work out or something. Like, it
Let
doesn't.
me be clear. I've never heard that joke before. Just say.
You never get any pop culture
I've
reference.
never heard that.
Anyway, the point
joke.
is, two people who aren't aligned can't live life together. So if you and your partner have different goals, right, that aren't aligned, you go in different places. You know
That's
what I mean?
true. So what we're saying today is the time to start your real estate business is today, which means you need to mastermind with your spouse today, which means you need to get your ebook today. Because seriously, you'll miss out on the opportunity. And how many times have you looked up and said, I should have bought that, or I should have done that? And so I think this is your sign. If you were looking for a sign, like, man, boat, huh? I really, like, seriously, like, oh man, I really been wanting to get into real estate, like today. Like, if you're looking at this episode and it is 2024 today.
And I mean, honestly, you came all the way here to the Marriage and Real Estate Podcast. If you ain't trying to get in this real estate life, I mean, we're not the podcast for you
today,
because literally that's what we're all about. And, for all of those who've taken the leap or jumped into it, they can tell you, while real estate is not an easy business, it's a very rewarding business. And the life that you can lead, it pays for itself in spades. You know what I mean? You are taking advantage of something as old as time, and truly anybody can do it. It's for you. It's for everybody. It's for every couple. It's for every person who wants to use this vehicle to build their family's wealth, their legacy. It's out there, but you do have to make a plan. You do have to pick a path, and you do have to take action. That's the only way to get there. So if you're, like Aisha said, waiting on a sign, or, you sitting on the sidelines quarterbacking, jump in the game, because the water ain't going to get no warmer.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, I think, while this is a shorter episode than normal, I don't want to beat a dead horse to death. Go get the ebook. It's on the website, marriageandrealestate.com. It's the ultimate couples guide the ultimate guide to investing in real estate, couples edition. And it's brought to you by Kevin and Aisha Shelton. And it's what we use every year to plan our lives, and we're a product of it. This podcast, like I've said so many times, was a part of our plan. It was a part of our manifestation. So every aspect of our lives, we're walking out because we wrote it down, we made it clear, and we took action.
So Broken Bow,
man. I'm excited. Listen. And you know what? That was another couple's plan.
It was.
And we're so excited to celebrate their journey and their start of their business, their first vacation rental. That's amazing and beautiful. So
we will put it in the show notes. That's a great workaround.
We will put it in the show notes. But there's an amazing, amazing cabin in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. And we're excited to stay there. Marriage and real estate retreats are a thing, and they are coming soon. We're going to work on the details.
Maybe it'll be Broken Bow.
It might be.
I mean, if you're listening to this in a timely fashion, please reach out. If you are interested in doing a marriage and real estate retreat in Broken Bow.
2021, if you want to go somewhere with the Sheltons in 2021, reach out to us. We'll make it happen, because we're going to do it either way.
We are going to do it either way.
So whether or not you're going to be a part of it, 100% depends on you. Take action, reach out. I want to see some comments. I want to see some emails.
Let me create some scarcity. We're not going to do it if you don't say.
We're going to do it on our own. We're going to go to Broken Bow and have an empty house with just us. I'm down with that.
Okay. Well, this has been the Marriage and Real Estate Podcast.
And this is Kevin. And that's Aisha.
Do we have to intro,
We
outro
don't.
ourselves?
We don't. We just talking.
Like what?
Anyway, we out. Marriage and Real Estate Podcast. You already said it. I always kill your endings. I'm sorry.
You do always can. Yet again, another example of
You
how
know
you
what?
kill my endings.
Go ahead. End it out.
This has been the Marriage and Real Estate Podcast. Thanks again for joining us for another week. We'll see you next time.